Welcome back, my YouTube friends. And welcome to another episode, I guess, of episode 3 of my local lockdown series, exploring what's on my doorstep. And I said in my last episode it would definitely be my last overnighter, but Mrs. One Life Overland said, yeah, you know, I feel great, it's fine, baby's not going to come for a while yet. When you get out, now one last one before baby comes. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I've come to this wood tonight that's not too far from home, but I mean, there's sign everywhere. You've seen already the rubbish that's been dumped here. I've seen empty aerosol canisters, so you know, God only knows what goes on up in these woods. There's all this moss hanging off all the branches, which adds a bit of a sort of a spooky sort of eeriness really to the woods. So I don't know what it would be like tonight. I'm not far away from the town, maybe less than half a mile at the most, and in fact the reason I'm up here is because I want to bring you this great view. Probably not tonight, because this although the forecast wasn't for rain, it is actually raining, but probably tomorrow morning the weather's supposed to be forecast really good, and I've got this great view that I want to bring you of another example of the things that can potentially be right on your doorstep, you know. So I hope you'll stay with me. I'm going to go and find somewhere hopefully out of the way to set up camp, somewhere where I feel comfortable and remotely safe, and we'll catch up a little bit later, guys. So this was the first time I've used one of these night eyes figure of 8 carabiner clips. I fumbled with it at first whilst I figured out how the what the pattern of the wrap was, but once I'd figured that out, actually it worked quite well, and I'll probably use it again in the future. that's it, guys. I'm all set up. I found a place that I'm happy with. The place that I was going to go to, I was I won't lie, I recce day yesterday, and I saw an old red, well, I say an old, new actually, a new red tent. It looked like it had just been dumped in sort of a ditch almost. There was a light quite near as well, which looked like it had just been thrown. It just seemed a little bit random to me, and bearing in mind I'm quite near a really big town, I thought that could be one of two things potentially: either kids are up here just wild camping doing their thing, or potentially rough sleepers. And bearing in mind all the other rubbish and that around here as well, the signs of aerosol, used aerosol tins and what have you, I just I went back to that place today and had a little look around. I was going to stop slightly higher above it, because I would have been well away from that location I spotted yesterday, but that tent had moved, and I have to say that sort of that spooked me a bit, you know, as it does. So I decided to move. I mean, I'm not far away, but I'm around the corner, if you like, of the wood, so I'm far enough away that if Mr. Whoever comes back to his tent tonight, he's not, chances are he's going to come up from the town. He'll get to his tent long before he gets to me. I'm further in again now, and out of sight as well, you know. I'm not in direct line of sight. I mean, I guess what I've got going for me tonight is it's a pretty poor night. The forecast was for it to be dry, but actually it's really muggy, rubbish night. So I'm going to have a couple of beers anyway. I wasn't going to have a fire, but oddly, end of September, and Mr. Midgie seems to have shown his face. Now you can't see it underneath because I got it hanging from the bottom of the tripod on the camera, but I've got the citronella candle in the Yuko holder lit, just to ward off Mr. Midgie a little bit. I wasn't really expecting him, I must say, tonight, but he's about. Anyway, so I wasn't going to have a fire because everything is wet. However, that said, there's a lot of dead standing around here, so maybe I will. I've got the bush box out now. Maybe I will have a little one just in front of me by here, just to give off a bit of smoke. Like I say, I'm trying to remain fairly stealthy. I'm no more than 50 metres from a footpath. And whilst I don't expect there to be, as I say, anyone up here tonight, I don't sort of want to make my position too obvious, you know. So yeah, maybe I will have a little fire later on. I'm just going to grab some food. Nothing exciting tonight, I have to say. I'm going full out Michelin 5-star tonight with a pot noodle and some jerky and a bar of chocolate. And then for breakfast I've got a Wayfarer's boil in the bag, my favourite menu item, which is sausage and beans. A couple of cans tonight. I found this beer now. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know I'm not a big beer fan, but I found this one by Northern Monk called Neapolitan Ice Cream Pale Ale. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, I love it. It's nice. So as long as I've got a supply of this, I now like beer, which is awesome. Got a couple of items I want to show you as well. I don't know if I'll show you those tonight now because it's getting a bit dark. The nights are drawing in, of course, now. I think twilight, is it, or dusk, is that like 7 o'clock now, and it's, or 7:30, it's just coming up to 7 now. So anyway, I've got a couple of things I'd like to show you. Just some homemade items, really neat. I really like them, and but perhaps I'll show them to you in the morning. Now that there is a perfect king size pot noodle sized fork, ladies and gents. Perfect. I think I might order one for my pot noodle consumption at home. In fact, it is perfect size. Just makes you want to bring a pot noodle out, doesn't it? On these fine adventures of mine. You know what's coming now, right? Just because this is YouTube. And it's the done thing. Here goes my pot noodle. Oh yes. That's so good. It does actually taste really nice. And then I've got a couple of just homemade items to show you. In fact, I might show you one now. Hopefully you can see it. It's just something that Andy at the bushcraft store might potentially beat me up for this. For sort of bastardising one of his shields. One of his beautiful shields, I might add. But what I've done, I don't know how well that's going to come out in the light. I like my big, I've got a fairly big, hefty ferro rod. It's like, it's about 13 centimetres long in total. I think about 8.5 centimetres is usable striking rod. And I wanted to keep that on my sheath. And I have the dangler type from the bushcraft store for my TBS Timberwolf, which is my blade of choice at the moment. And I've just added a little bit of leather work, and it's a bit rough around the edges, and I didn't have the right colour dye to match the sheath, but actually I think it looks okay. I quite like it. And that just slots neatly into there. And so I've always got the ferro rod and the sparks when I need them. The other item I've got is like a homemade coffee holder, coffee tea sugar holder. I was looking for ways of like keeping it all neat and tidy, and I come up with this idea, but I'll show you that in the morning when we've got a bit more light. So I'm just going to enjoy my pot noodle. I think I've got one beer left. I'm going to drink that, and then I think I'm probably going to get my head down early, and I'm probably going to do an ash outdoors and get myself up at the crack of dawn, which is frankly something that's unheard of in my book. Morning YouTube. A good night's sleep. It's lovely and cosy, plenty warm enough. So I had my hammock set up, I had the under blanket, a sleeping bag, thin sleeping bag liner, and then the my jungle sleeping bag set up just as a blanket really, with the zip sort of 3/4 open. So at the bottom was like there's like a box section at the bottom of the blanket for my feet to go in, and then the rest was just up on top of me. I wore my hat and my sort of montane softy as well. And yeah, lovely cozy night. Woke up to a beautiful morning. Hopefully I'll get to show you that view later today. And I'll drag myself out of my pit now, I think. Throw some shoes on, get a brew on, maybe some breakfast. Hey guys, just whilst my coffee's brewing there, just wanted to show you this other homemade piece of kit of mine, and this is it really. Just a couple of tins, 3 tins, 6 rivets, a little bit of masking tape, and one of my stickers, and there I have a complete tea, coffee, sugar holder. Excuse me. And just as I'm filling my cup up with my spoon, which is around here somewhere, Or not. What is that? There it is. I'll just show you. So in the top we have tea, which I don't really drink much of. Just turn that off. Which I don't really drink much of. But then underneath there we have the sugar, and underneath there we have the coffee. So there you go, guys. I'm gonna have a quick coffee. A hot a second, and then I'm gonna pack up. I think I'm gonna move on up to a little bit of a higher spot. You can probably see the light through the woods behind me, and just over in that direction is this the view of this castle that I'm after. So I'm just going to probably have this brew, pack up, and then head up there and see if we can find her. All night I thought I'd been hearing branches and twigs falling out of the trees, but I'm right next to a bunch of old horse chestnuts that are just getting rid of the last of their yield for this year, the last of their conkers. They're all over the place, and I've just spotted a couple falling out the tree now, and that's what it is. There she is, guys and girls. Just in the distance there. That's Caerphilly Castle at their finest. As I said, the second largest castle in Europe, behind Windsor Castle in Windsor, London way, wherever it is. And it is massive, and worth a visit if ever you're passing through Caerphilly town. And I live just down in that mess of houses down there somewhere. Yeah, that's it. That's the end to another episode. So this was the Caerphilly Castle episode, episode 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm just trying to throw content out there at the moment that sort of interests me in some ways, but also stuff that I can do still whilst this terrible pandemic is upon us, of course. And let's hope, isn't it, that I'm not a superstitious person, but I'll touch some wood, and let's hope that it passes soon. And let's hope those of you that have had it, are going to get it. I hope you fully recover, and you can move on with your lives. Listen, anyway, thanks again, guys, for staying tuned. If you're still here, if you've remained here for this long, and this will definitely be my last overnight now before baby One Life Overland arrives. But I'll still try and get out on the odd walk or hike or doing a bit of bushcraft practice. I'm you know, it all works, and I'd be eternally grateful if you were to do both, if you haven't already. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.